When it comes to an IT infrastructure in a business, we always hear this term BCDR, which is Business Continuity and Disaster Recovery. We need to have a plan in place in case there is a disaster. If the server dies, how are you going to recover the data from it? What's the plan to carry on doing the business? So this is very important, and we're going to discuss it in this slide. Okay, so let's come back to this network. So we've got a normal network, users logged in, connected, and you've got resources here. So you've got server running here, which is doing the identity, and it has got data on there, which your users are accessing, plus it's got some apps running on there, and the group policies. Now imagine, if this server dies, then your data's gone from it, and your user will struggle. So there's no business continuity at the minute. So what can you think of which can ensure that if there is some kind of disaster where the server dies, how your local staff going to access the resources to carry on working? Right, when you think about it, you can simply say, oh, let's get another server, which is brilliant. So another hardware, that's cool. And we replicate everything from this server to this server. So whenever something changes, it's going to replicate on this server. If this server dies, automatically the server will take over. So this way, you've got some kind of redundancy in place, where a different hardware and different software is running, different Windows server running, and it's going to give you the backup, which is really good. But it can increase the cost, you see. It's going to cost you more to buy this hardware, plus the support cost, plus the actual operating system. So it's feasible, many businesses are doing it, but it's not ideal. Especially if this server is located in your building and the other server is located in the same building. If there is a fire, both servers are going to go. So you're going to be back to square one again. So from that perspective, some businesses, they move this server elsewhere, like in a different location, and then they do the replication. That's possible. So this way you can plan it, depends what the business needs. You can plan it this way. But what about keeping just one server and install use some kind of hypervisor like VMware or Hyper-V, where you've got same physical hardware, same operating system. On top of that, you've got hypervisor sitting, and within the hypervisor, you can create virtual machine, and you can create two servers, and you can replicate them. So that could be an option. So it will save a cost for the hardware, but you will get stuck with the physical side of it. Physically, if it dies, it's gonna take everything with it. So that's a consideration. But virtual machines, they work out really good. Again, it depends on what your requirement is, what the business requirement is. When it comes to backing up the data, it's best we understand where we're going to store them. So we need to understand storage first. So I'm going to try to explain different type of storage solutions are in place. The first one is direct access storage. As the name suggests, for example, if you plug in a USB into a server to save data and back up data directly to it, that falls under this direct access because it's directly connected. So it's not dependent on a network, it's directly connected to the server, for example, or using SCSI, which is a storage network protocol, and it has got its own adapter at the back of the server. If you're using that and it's directly connected to the storage, that comes under direct access storage as well. But we have got a single point of failure here. If the server dies, even though storage is connected, no other device can access it unless you physically move it. So that's direct access storage for you. Okay, then we move to a storage area network. Storage area network is more like a centralized solution for the data. So data saved here, and it uses a dedicated network. In this case, it's fiber channel. It doesn't sit on the IP network, and it's directly connected to the fiber channel adapter, and that's how the data moves in a block level, they call it. So it's like a centralized solution for the data, and it does the backup as well. Okay, so SAN is like a dedicated network, and all these servers directly communicate with it on a dedicated fiber channel. Hence the reason it's expensive, because it needs its own network, its own fiber channel switches and fiber channels. And it's good for high performance and mission critical applications. It works on a block level, not on a file level, and it is separated from your normal IP network, so it has got its own network, if you like. Okay, this picture will explain it better. Like you've got your normal Ethernet network or Wi-Fi network here, then over there you got your storage network, which is communicating with the server and backing up the data as well, plus servers communicating directly to, as in the server will think it is part of the server. And these fiber channels, they're quick, they're fast, but hence the reason it's expensive, because it needs more components, if you like, to complete it. Here again, it will give you the right picture. So storage area network is dedicated and it's quickly communicating. It has more speed, and your normal LAN is over there on the IP network. Okay, then we have network attached storage, which simply means it sits on the IP network, and it's simply the storage you simply plug it into the network and it works on TCP/IP stack. And this storage works on a file level, not the block level. Like here, it's on a file level storage. Okay, so network attached storage, it uses these protocols, which are the communication protocols. It's good for small businesses. It's not pricey because you simply connect the device to the network. So, and all these devices, they can access it. But if the network is busy, gets really busier, then obviously it's going to affect that. But for small businesses, it works out all right. Okay, let's try to compare the two. So we've got NAS here and SAN here. So let's go to storage area network. So you can see you got fiber channel switch, and you got fiber channel connected clients, and that's how it has got its own network. It doesn't work on the IP network. It's completely different, and it's quick, it's expensive. For bigger businesses, it's ideal, and for high performance applications, this is the solution for you. But for normal small businesses, this is the NAS solution, where you've got a storage system directly connected to the switch, and your devices can access it. Like // the address, followed by the address, and you can reach it. Obviously controlled by permissions and groups, but that's it really. Okay, so now we're back on backup. So we understand how storage works. So let's understand how backup works. Backup could be when you purchase a server or a machine, you must have heard about RAID. Like, it comes with redundant areas of independent disks. So it's like a virtualization solution for hard drive, where it replicates data from here to there. So try to read into it. I'm not going to go too much into it. So that could be one option, where to save some data on the drive to make the performance better, we use RAID. It's a storage virtualization. Then we've got removable media as in USB drive. That could be an option too when it comes to backup. Backup do come in like an appliance space as well these days. I'll show you in a minute. And when we say endpoint backup, it means we backing up the endpoint. Full backup means you get the full backup done. So when you try to do backup first time, that's always a full backup, and then followed by incremental backup, where if something changed as compared to the full backup, and if something changed within the data, incremental and differential backup, they will kick in. So try to read into it and you'll get the concept. Sometimes backup is image based, as in the whole image of the system. You use some kind of software and you take a copy of it and you save it elsewhere. If the system dies, you use that image to build it again. Okay, these days, this is the RAID system, where you have storage virtualization within the server. And back in the days, or even today, cassettes, they were quite popular to back up the data. I don't think we want to use it anymore, but some businesses are still using it. But the modern solution is, for example, this, Datto. It's a company, they provide different services, and backup is one of them. So you get devices like this, which you connect to your network. And this device, you configure it to connect to the server. It picks up all the data and stores it in here locally. Then it puts it on the cloud. So that's ideal. So this way your data is stored locally plus on the cloud, and it does that for you. So Datto is just a name, so don't think too much about it. And again, Synology is the name, and this is like a network attached storage, where you just save data on it, and it comes under NAS. And it's quite popular as well for small businesses. And this kind of attachment, they offer a cloud backup as well. So it's storing the data locally, plus going to put it in the cloud. So your data is being backed up.